She lost interest. How to re-attract her and get results. Modern Stoic. Welcome back to Blessing of Stoicism, where we help men conquer life's challenges and rebuild powerful relationships. Today, we're addressing a tough reality. When a woman loses respect for you, her attraction fades, and suddenly you're not the man she once admired. Maybe you've experienced this shift. Early on, she couldn't wait to hear from you, was eager to spend time together and made an effort. But over time, things changed. Her responses slow down, her energy feels distant, and she seems less engaged. Now it feels like you're chasing her attention, trying to reclaim what used to be effortless. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Or perhaps you had her full devotion, but complacency crept in. You stopped prioritizing yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally. You stopped being the confident, ambitious man she was originally drawn to. Instead, you sought validation, letting the relationship slip. Now, you feel her respect slipping away, and deep down, you know it. Here's where most men go wrong. They panic. They think begging, explaining, or showering her with affection will fix everything. But that approach only weakens your value. Remember, attraction is based on perception. Once a woman sees you as weaker, needier, or less of a challenge, the dynamic changes. She may still talk to you, but inside, she's already distancing herself. So how do you turn things around? How do you regain your value, not just in her eyes, but your own? That's exactly what we're going to uncover today. By the end of this video, you'll know how to rebuild respect, reignite attraction, and make her see you as the man she can't afford to lose. Let's dive in. 1. Stop being available all the time. One of the most common mistakes men make is being constantly available to a woman, believing it will make her value them more. However, the opposite happens. The more accessible you are, the less she appreciates your presence. Women are naturally drawn to men with purpose, direction, and a life that doesn't revolve solely around them. When you're always just a text away, always eager to hang out, or waiting for her to call, you begin to lose your value in her eyes. Why? Because things that are always available are never truly cherished. Imagine a man who is always ready to drop everything for her. He picks up the phone at her first ring, cancels his plans to meet her, and always makes time for her. What does this say? It signals that his life revolves around her and that he has no other priorities. That's not attractive. A man who continually makes himself available shows he has nothing more important going on, and that isn't the type of man women are drawn to. Women respect men who are focused on their mission. When a man has a fulfilling life of his own, he doesn't need to constantly chase her attention. This doesn't mean ignoring her or playing games. It means having a life that is so enriching that she has to earn a place in it. The challenge lies in balancing attraction with independence. Let's look at a situation where a man loses his value by being too available. A man meets a woman, and initially she's drawn to him. He seems confident, independent, and has a purpose. However, over time, he starts to prioritize her over everything. He stops going to the gym, cancels plans with his friends just to be with her, and begins obsessing over when they can meet next. At first, she enjoys the attention, but as time passes, she begins to pull away. She responds to his texts less frequently, takes longer to reply, and becomes too busy to meet up. Why? Because he became predictable. He lost his edge by becoming too available. The excitement faded, and so did her attraction. Now, imagine if he had done the opposite, kept his routine, remained focused on his goals, and maintained his independence. He would have remained a challenge, someone she had to wonder about. That mystery, that sense of unpredictability, would have kept her interested. As Stoics understand, the more a man knows, the less he needs to prove. In this case, being constantly available for her proves nothing. If you want to keep her interested, stay focused on your own growth and life. When you become unpredictable, you become more valuable. It's about maintaining your identity, not losing it in the pursuit of her. 2. Stop trying to impress. When it comes to attraction, One crucial mistake many men make is trying too hard to impress. In fact, the harder you try, the faster you risk losing her respect and interest. Women are naturally drawn to men who are self-assured, who know their worth without needing to prove it. The moment you begin seeking her approval, you shift the dynamic in a way that works against you. Over-explaining your achievements, constantly reminding her of how amazing you are, or showering her with compliments may seem like efforts to win her over, but in reality, they are red flags that signal insecurity. A high-value man doesn't need to sell himself. His presence alone speaks volumes. It's simple. Desperation is a turn-off. When a man goes out of his way to impress or gains validation through excessive compliments, he quickly becomes transparent. She may play along at first, thinking it's flattering, but deep down she knows what's happening. He's trying to win her over, not simply be himself. Ironically, the moment a woman realizes she holds all the power in the situation, the attraction fades. Women fall for men who are comfortable with who they are and are not dependent on others' approval to feel validated. Desperation kills attraction, and trying too hard is a surefire way to come off as desperate. The more you chase her approval, the more you inadvertently distance yourself from her genuine admiration. Women aren't looking for men who constantly prove their worth. They are drawn to those who exude quiet confidence and self-assurance. The best part? Women can sense this energy instantly. They can feel when a man is authentic and when he's overcompensating. The ones who try too hard often end up overlooked. So, the key is to stop seeking validation from her. A man who knows his worth doesn't have to convince anyone of it. He assumes it. The women who are truly attracted to him will sense this confidence and be naturally drawn to his grounded presence. The more you embody self-assurance, the more magnetic you become, and that is the secret to keeping her interest. 3. Ignore her when she pulls away. When a woman pulls away, the natural instinct for many men is to chase after her, desperately trying to fix things. Her texts slow down, her energy becomes distant, and suddenly you're left wondering what went wrong. Panic sets in, and before you know it, you're texting more, asking if everything's okay, or trying to convince her to stay engaged. But here's the hard truth. The moment you chase, you lose. The truth that many men miss is that when a woman pulls away, it's a test. Whether she's aware of it or not, she's testing how you react. Will you crumble under pressure and seek reassurance? Will you beg for her attention? Or will you stay unbothered, maintaining control over your emotions? In the eyes of women, a man who panics and seeks constant validation projects a message: I need you to feel whole. And that neediness, my friend, kills attraction faster than anything. In contrast, the men who hold the power in relationships are those who know their own value. When she distances herself, these men do not chase after her. They don't inquire about what's wrong or what they did. They remain calm, unaffected, and keep moving forward, as if nothing has changed. This is not about playing games or being cold. It's about maintaining your frame. You see, women respect men who stay steady, no matter the circumstances, the ones who can keep their emotions in check, even when faced with uncertainty. When she notices you're unaffected by her pulling away, something changes in her. She starts to wonder why you're not reacting, why you're not chasing her like the other men would. That mystery, that subtle shift, pulls her back in. Most men make the mistake of thinking that ignoring her distance will drive her further away. But the truth is, the more you chase, the more she pulls back. The more you allow space and show that you're unaffected, the more she starts to miss you. To put it simply, be the man who understands his worth. Never chase. Let her pull away and remain grounded. Show that you have options, that you're not reliant on her for your happiness. This silent strength, this calm, will spark her curiosity and draw her back in. And if you agree with this principle, comment below. I am the man who stays grounded. Like, share, and subscribe for more unshakable wisdom in relationships. Remember, the most powerful men are those who can stand firm while others falter. 4. Become a man other women want. Women are naturally drawn to men who are desired by others. It's an undeniable truth. When a man is wanted by multiple women, his value in a woman's eyes instantly increases. On the other hand, when a man is seen as someone who no one else wants, his attractiveness drops. This isn't about playing games or making her jealous. It's about positioning yourself as a man that women see as highly valuable. Most men make the mistake of putting all their attention on one woman and hoping she sees their worth. But attraction doesn't work like that. A man who has options, who is social, charismatic and respected, creates an energy that women naturally gravitate toward. Women don't want a man who is desperate for their attention. They want a man whose attention is a privilege to earn. Think about it. When you walk into a room and people respect you, admire you, and want to be around you, your presence alone commands attention. That's what makes a woman take notice. She wants to be the one who captures your interest because she sees that you have choices. It's human nature. People want what is rare. And if other women want you, it signals that you bring something valuable to the table. This is why social proof matters. If you're constantly chasing one woman, she senses that no one else sees your value, and that's an instant attraction killer. But when women see you engaging confidently with others, they subconsciously assume that you must be worth something. The men who are most attractive aren't necessarily the richest or the best looking. They are the ones who women see as desirable. And let's be real, women compete. The moment they realize another woman wants you, they start looking at you differently. A man who is in demand becomes a challenge, and women love challenges. The worst thing you can do is make yourself too easy to get. If she knows you're sitting around waiting for her, she won't feel the need to win you over. But if she senses that other women are interested in you, she will naturally step up her game. This doesn't mean you have to fake anything. It simply means you should focus on building yourself up so that women naturally want to be around you. Work on your social skills, expand your network, and be seen as a leader among your peers. Women aren't just attracted to looks, they're attracted to status, influence, and the way others respond to you. The moment she sees that you have options, she will start valuing you more. And that's the key. Become a man who doesn't need her attention, but has plenty of it from others. When you do that, she'll start chasing you instead. 5. Control your emotions. Control the dynamic. If there's one thing that separates a man women respect from a man they lose interest in, it's emotional control. A man who cannot control his emotions is unpredictable, unstable, and ultimately unattractive. Women may not always say it outright, but they are instinctively drawn to men who remain composed no matter what. The difference between men who maintain respect and those who lose it is precisely this control over emotions. Imagine this. A woman says something that triggers you or she pulls back a little. Most men, overwhelmed by the situation, will lash out or immediately panic and flood her with texts, trying to regain her attention. But here's the catch. This reaction signals weakness. It shows that your emotional stability is tied to her actions, which is precisely what women don't want. The moment she senses that your mood depends on her, she takes control. You are no longer the one leading the relationship she is. Women are drawn to men who remain steady, those who don't let external factors dictate their emotional state. And when you maintain this composure, respect naturally follows. As the ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Women will test you. They may say things to provoke a reaction or create drama to gauge how you handle it. If you react emotionally, you failed the test, and your value in her eyes diminishes. But if you stay calm, if you show that nothing can shake your composure, the dynamic shifts. She can no longer manipulate you or disrupt your peace, and when that happens, she begins to respect you more. Respect is the foundation of attraction. Without it, no genuine connection can be formed. A woman might still engage with you, but she won't truly admire you unless she respects you first. Consider this real-life scenario. You're dating a woman, and suddenly she becomes distant. Most men would start to panic, questioning her intentions, bombarding her with messages. But a man who controls the dynamic notices the change and responds differently. He doesn't react emotionally. Instead, He remains calm and carries on with his life. Maybe she's testing him, maybe she's losing interest, but he doesn't let it affect him. As he continues with his life, she starts to feel his absence. She wonders why he's not chasing after her, why he's unaffected. Before long, she begins to reach out again. The lesson here is simple. Control your emotions, and you control the relationship. The moment you become reactive, you lose. But when you stay composed and steady, she will see you as a man who cannot be easily shaken, and that respect will reignite her interest. If you agree with this, drop a comment below. I control my emotions, and I control my relationships. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom on mastering emotional control and attraction. 6. Punish disrespect with distance. Let's face it, too many men fall into the trap of letting women walk all over them. They tolerate disrespect, excuse bad behavior, and keep quiet, all because they fear losing her. But this is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. When you allow disrespect, you lose value in her eyes, and without respect, admiration fades. A woman can never truly admire a man she does not respect. If she feels she can get away with bad behavior without consequences, she will never see you as someone worth her time and energy. Disrespect takes many forms. Maybe she belittles you in public, flirts with other men right in front of you, or dismisses your opinions as if they don't matter. Perhaps she cancels plans last minute, making you feel unimportant, or treats you like an option instead of a priority. Yet many men continue to take this treatment and make excuses. She's just having a bad day. She didn't mean it. If I say something, she'll leave. This mindset is weak, and it only undermines your own value in her eyes. Here's the hard truth. Women constantly test men. Sometimes they do it consciously. Other times it's completely subconscious. They push boundaries, challenge limits, and watch how you respond. If your response is weak, if you tolerate disrespect, she will see you as a man with no backbone. The moment this happens, her attraction starts to fade. Trying to explain or beg for her respect is the worst mistake you can make. Words alone won't bring respect back. Women respond to actions, not pleas. So what should you do? Distance yourself immediately. When she disrespects you, don't argue, don't explain, and certainly don't keep showing up. Just pull back. If she values you, she will feel the absence of your presence, and that will force her to evaluate her behavior. If she doesn't care, then you've just saved yourself the pain of wasting time on someone who never truly respected you in the first place. Remember, a woman will only respect a man who respects himself. If you allow her to treat you poorly and continue to show up regardless, you teach her that there are no consequences for her actions. But the moment you step away, you show her that disrespect is not something you will tolerate. That's when the dynamic changes. Many men fear that walking away will push her into another man's arms, but here's the truth. If she's the type of woman who would disrespect you and immediately run to someone else, she was never truly yours. You didn't lose anything. Instead, you freed yourself from a relationship built on disrespect. Stop tolerating disrespect. Stop chasing women who don't appreciate you. If she knows she can treat you poorly and you'll always come back, you've already lost. But if she sees you as a man who will walk away when unappreciated, she will either change her behavior or lose you forever. Either way, you win. 7. Never fear losing her. Let's face the truth. Fear is one of the biggest reasons men lose their value in a woman's eyes. Fear of upsetting her, fear of her losing interest, fear of losing her altogether. And when a woman senses that fear, she instinctively perceives you as less attractive, less confident, and less of the man she should admire. Men often don't realize it, but women can feel it when a man is afraid to lose them. It's in the way he acts, constantly checking in, always seeking validation, avoiding confrontation, tolerating bad behavior just to keep the peace. And when she sees that you're desperate to keep her, she knows she holds all the power. That power is something no woman wants to give away. Here's the harsh truth. The more afraid you are of losing her, the more likely you are to lose her. Women don't respect men who cling. Women don't respect men who make them the center of their universe. A man who is terrified of being alone lacks options, lacks self-confidence, and lacks purpose. And if you don't possess those qualities, she will eventually find someone who does. As painful as this may be to hear, it's a law of nature. The guy who places his entire world around a woman quickly becomes invisible to her. You've probably seen it happen before, or worse, lived through it yourself. A man starts dating a woman. Everything seems perfect. But as time goes on, he starts making her his everything, his dreams, his self-worth, his friends. They all come second to her. His life revolves around her. He reassures her constantly, does everything she asks, and becomes more and more afraid of losing her. What happens next? She pulls away. Slowly, she grows distant. Excuses start popping up, and eventually she leaves. And when she does, it's often for a man who seems completely unbothered by whether she stays or goes. What's the lesson here? Be that man. Be the man who knows he will be just fine with or without her. A man who operates from a place of abundance, not scarcity. Rather than fearing the loss, you need to believe you could replace her at any time, not because you're arrogant, but because you understand your value. Your life is already fulfilling. You don't need her to feel complete. When a woman senses that you're a man who doesn't fear losing her, her entire perception of you shifts. Suddenly, the pressure's on her to keep your attention. She starts respecting you more because you're not like the other men who beg, plead, and chase after her. The secret to attraction isn't trying to hold on to a woman. It's being the kind of man she doesn't want to lose. And that only happens when you are unapologetically willing to walk away. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Your thoughts must first align with the belief that you are enough as you are. No woman can complete you. Remember, women don't fall for the man who worships them. They fall for the man who makes them work for his attention. When you stop fearing loss, when you start prioritizing your own self-respect, you unlock a new level of power. So I challenge you today. Stop fearing the loss. Embrace your value, respect yourself first, and become the man who can walk away if need be. Because when you do, she will be the one to respect you. Let me know in the comments below. I am the man who values himself first. Like, subscribe, and share this message, because true power starts with knowing your worth. Now it's your turn. Have you ever experienced that gut-wrenching moment when you realized you were chasing something that wasn't meant for you? Maybe you found yourself bending over backward, losing yourself in the process, and still watching her slip away. I want to hear about it. Drop a comment below, and let's get real about it. I take the time to read and respond to each one of your thoughts, because this is a conversation, not just a monologue. This is about connecting on a deeper level. I am here to help you reclaim your strength and build the man you're destined to become. Here's the truth. You don't lose women by holding your ground. You lose them when you start doubting your worth. It's on you to choose who you want to be. If you're ready for more powerful insights, head over to my Podia community, link in the description. It's your one-stop destination for mastering your masculinity in the modern world. Keep your head high, stay relentless, and protect what's yours. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.